Hey guys, just doing a little right in front of getting the exhaust. Again, I'm a self-proclaimed mechanical idiot, so nobody should be surprised by anything I do or say. But for those who are just getting new into the Scout or don't do much in the way of maintenance, and part of why I've been sharing videos is because I am the mechanical idiot or the village idiot even. And I'm still able to figure this stuff out and save a ton of money by doing it myself. So I wanted to show you, these are the sort of tools that I'm using here. Now, as far as getting the exhaust off, right, this little stubby wrench here, I was using that quite a bit, but honestly I found that this stubby little wrench with an angled head there, I can use this on all four of the header bolts to get those off. And again, funny enough, I just went to Harbor Freight and bought this whole kit, and this one wrench has been huge in that. Again, I've got this little stubby guy and all these options. I've even got, where is it here? I used to use this quite a bit, just connect this here and get my 13 millimeter on the end to get to some of that header stuff. But again, you guys, even with short stubby hands, this has been the key for me getting that going. Now this exhaust that I'm putting on here and showing you guys as part of this video, you are going to need a 15 millimeter deep socket just to get one of the clamps where you connect the front and the back headers together. Outside of that, you'll need some really just 13 millimeter, again, whether it's sockets or you're going to use a wrench like this. Just be patient with it and you're going to get it done. I think down at the bottom of the bike, I say it in the video, it might actually have used like a 14 millimeter, so in that instance, if you don't have the wrenches, I've also rely on these from time to time, but it's nothing tricky here to get an exhaust swapped out. Remember the gasket, so when you pull the OEM or your existing exhaust off, you should have a little, it's going to look kind of bronze looking or nickel even. You want to take those out and you're going to put in new gaskets anytime you put in a new exhaust. So remember that. The exhaust I'm about to show you comes with the gaskets, so that makes it easy. Everything else is just kind of figure it out as you go. So I'll have some instructions to an exhaust that is different. It's actually made for the Indian Scout, but I used it as just am I going crazy? As I was trying to put this Victory Octane exhaust on the Scout because the mounting, I just wasn't sure what to expect. But I was able to eliminate most of the questions I had, just common reasoning. So if you've got questions, reach out. It's a great community. Facebook, that's where a lot of you, I'm seeing a lot of you guys on there asking really great questions, new to bikes. And that's why I think one of the cool things about the Scout, that whether you're an experienced rider or a new rider, it's a great bike all the way around. And then doing your own maintenance on a lot of the easier, more basic stuff is just easy to do. So, hey, again, just trying to encourage you guys to do that. And I'm going to shut up here and let you get to some of what I'm showing as part of the actual install. And I'll wrap it up with a quick 30 or 40 seconds of the exhaust actually, the bike running with the exhaust. I like it loud, so you're going to find that that's the case. But, those who don't want it quite so loud, you would just put the muffler on, but it's a great deal either way. All right, here we go. All right, you guys, again, I try and stay away from the how-to stuff because, again, mechanical idiot, but there's not a lot of content specific to this exhaust or how to get it on. Turns out, so this is the 2-in-1 Victory exhaust, performance exhaust, made by Polaris for Victory Octanes. And the Octanes and the Scouts, that's one thing, the exhausts can be interchanged. So a couple of things I wanted to highlight on this. Again, not a lot of content out there. I was mostly trying to figure out how to make sure it's mounted to carry the weight down here. But a few different things. So one of it does come with an extension for your O2 sensor, the rear O2 sensor. So what you got to do there is, I think these are size 3 millimeter hex. Take those off. I got it right here. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, so these are 3s. You pull that off, and then the O2 sensor, it looks a lot like, it'll look a lot like this one. Purple clips and everything. got to get a knife or something in there and lift the little tab so you can pull it apart. Now again, that's not for your O2 sensor. I'm talking about back here. That's where it connects. So you pull this off, carefully pull that out so you don't strip any wires out of the connector. Attach this, it's like a 4-inch extension, and then carefully get it back in there. These didn't have Loctite on them, any thread locker of any kind, so I went ahead and put a little on there just to make sure it stayed. So now it's tucked, and now this reaches out here where I need it to go. So again, with this Victory 2-in-1, you can get them right now, $250. They're just trying to get rid of this stuff. It does come with a gasket, so that's going to be helpful. Another piece there. Again, this is pretty thick down here where it all comes together. So your clutch cable down here, there are a couple of little metal connectors down here. Wish I could, probably should have showed up to you before I did it. But you know, these are typically, so this is the back side, so these are typically, there's a little clamp down where you can run a wire tie through it and tie your clutch cable so that it's tucked right there and it's staying tight to the bike. But because the exhaust is going to be so close right there, all I did was took this out, swapped it around, and then made sure I wire tied the clutch cable so it's a little more under the bike, away from the heat, because you don't want that stuff to melt. Also want to make sure your brake line isn't sitting out here so it's exposed. So I'll do the same thing over here. There's actually 2 points. There's one right back here and then the one I was just showing you. I've already done those, but as I get it on, the exhaust mounted and everything, I'll come back and triple check just to make sure that the brake line and clutch cable aren't exposed too close to the heat. You don't want them touching there where they're gonna burn through and fray. The other part here, this exhaust does come with this clamp. And then I think here with the intent is it's gonna mount right here. Came with a longer bolt than what was, this came out of, it's just the OEM bolt and nut that was in place. So it's gonna come with this one. It comes with a couple of washers. So I'll just make sure a washer and then put this through, get another washer and then connect it right there. So that's how it's supposed to work, I think. Funny thing is that while it comes with a sheet and a QR code for instructions, because Victory is no more, the how-to video no longer exists either. Funny enough, I could swear Indian has a 2-in-1 performance exhaust. And while I did find some install instructions for that one, it is a bit different of a setup. I can make those available if you guys reach out and want me to send it to you, but you can get this exhaust right now for about $250. It's a screaming deal. So I figured, hey, what the hell, I'll give it a shot, see how it goes. So anyways, I'm kind of piecing this thing together. Again, 3mm up here to get your the nuts off the headers there. Those are 13mm. You know, just be patient, go slow. You don't want to wreck anything, puncture your radiator or something else up there. And again, the gaskets come with it, so you don't have to pre-buy gaskets from another source. So kind of cool there. All right, I'll follow up here in a minute. All right, hey, just another little follow-up here. So I was talking about how this is going to mount down here. They do, comes with 2 black, pretty wide washers. Also comes with these little rubber grommet-like things. You know, there's one going to be on this side, another one on this other side back here. It comes with 4 total. These came off of your OEM exhaust if you still have those around. So if you've got them, I mean, you know, whatever. This here, 13mm front and back, take it off, use the longer bolt. I was playing with a little bit. The OEM bolt is not long enough after you get the grommets and the washers on there. So good thing they provide those. Other than that, right, I already talked about the O2 sensor. So you can see I've actually got a little extra play here. The 4 inches a little more than needed, but you know, that works. I haven't tightened the headers just yet, because I wanted a little bit of play. I'm gonna start to unwrap the heat shields and get those on. You know, just a whole bunch of these rings. I had no intention of putting the muffler on here. I mean, I had the bike tuned with straight pipes to begin with. So here, it's probably not gonna be too much different. I'll plug the PV3 back in just to make sure. I check a couple of those things. But yeah, you guys, I mean, super easy install. My biggest worry was is that going to line up down there, just because it didn't come with any other mounting brackets. Again, the OEM, you know, there's this long aluminum piece here that the OEM mufflers do attach to. You get those off and it's like this big gaudy thing just kind of sitting around. Yeah, they use that in shipping. So even if you're looking at your OEM mufflers, there are a couple of empty holes in that aluminum piece, like big wing or V that would run back there. And they use that to mount the bikes in the crates for shipping. So anyways, I got rid of that super fast. Don't have that one around anymore. I'll eventually have to find, you know, there's something here to cover this so it's not quite so shiny. I guess paint will be my first solution. But once I get the heat shields on there, do another quick look for you guys so you can see it put together. Before I forget, this clamp that's taking the front header and connecting it to the rear. So this whole piece here, going from the header all the way down, this is all the rear header here. So it's all one piece, whereas the front header's pretty much right here up to the front of the motor there. So this little clamp, it does need a 15 millimeter, but in order to really get it on there, you're gonna need a deep socket. So I just wanted to call that out too, in the event you don't have one. You wanna pick that up, just so that way you can get this nice and tight. All right, attempt solution here. This is a heat shield that was supposed to connect the front part to the muffler. I just flipped it around and used one of the screw down clamps there to hold it into place. Looks a little dumb, but it's gonna do better than just having that silver tip showing for now. One other thing I did find, that this did come with the exhaust on. This is one of those pieces I was talking about down below, where you just remove a bolt and then you use a zip tie to keep the brake or clutch tucked away from the back of the exhaust. So outside of that, it's all set and ready to go. Super easy install, you guys, a lot easier than I thought. And it connects just to the one spot down there. And obviously the header's there, set and ready to roll. All right, I think it's kind of expected that if you put a new exhaust on and you're gonna post a video, you've got to run it. So here we go.